Yongju Semchu Rinpoche Naji Banaji Jurji Shiba Yamba Medva Tangoni Kanda Nirva Yong Pugu Tsoma Ti Hija Timotero Chi Se Hyuju Jik Tani dating Natsun Dinola, Jik Shamdru Damba Chilang, Yelsin, taken of Stephen's wife. Where is? Okay. Oh, yeah, Tani Mogok. The phone number, the not program. I mean, I'm said there's his wife wanted to take the refuge vows, but she is at home, and then not program. The just gaining the dambalanke, Shonship sang the dambalanke, and then do take your the marty, put under sanction to Tani, Tangatus state decent hands. Tandichi Kashi Konamba Kashi Kajir to Ganya Dambati Za Yu Chung Message the Kilanzo Kashi Ki Land Sarso. Then you hear the Tandizo. Then you ship sank Dambataso language Yonsong Long Song. You hear the language that you ship send them that China. Nojata Jinchas in down the Shokatafa land the human to Pachumundu. Mr. Puna Chogres. In the Tibetan communities, there's someone who wants to take Gentian vows, like the 5 principal discipline, like the root 5, like this, and also someone wanted to take Buddhist vows, and that I'm to say. Okay, this is a little bit to leave there. And also we didn't pray. Shuncho Sencho Rinpoche, Mashi Panam Shejus, Shipanyan Dane Paton, Koni Kondam Pira, Shos, Ndova Namkar, the Yam Semchen Tomchi, Tendi Lana Me, Bayon Toko Zop Sonji, Kompo Rinpoche, Gopashanam, Shunchun Chu, 2 hit. The tennis Sambashava Chu, Rumbanda, the Karijana, Powa Magampa, Trus in the Tondizia. Teni shoton nomba sunji bak nyamlen ko zo cheshu ta kandi yole resina tombo chu gunanda te kandi resina ninjong se dere ninjong te mena chu te tsaba ni dundo yogo mare ninjong se je te kere jina korwa le nga tarko samji change penam korwa te zhenhong no yenda la ji yansang. Then it is Nipan Jungdilan, Nipan Jungos, Tanyalan and people component, just a group, Trosa, Hillside, Gazata, they were taking the Tarot component in Drogo, young Sanjico, Trosan, take into the engine which you go do. They may not chew, don't do the Zapan in the young Mare. The Shepala, Ninjo, the chew you go read the Yodu, me lieutenant told you the canteen do. Then me lieutenant Kati top sona. Tela Kanti just a group. Temba, Papa, Munjer Pachi, and do the Munduce. Matopocola, some much down. That Matopa says there is the Numachilla 10 Lebion, Lebion to Tanala, Takana Drogri. That Penamachu send the Miparetana. Then it chokams and member, Tia Long, take on do a Tino Yenda. Tegaron rete yana tande mare nong nam hitin rogo dua tan rogo na drosate drova ritu mato mundu drova ritu se nyason gutni sam tori gutni sam se ritu la mato rogo sa tenten yogo mare te me pati thoche ta teni chi rid danjore ten rosate kare na tharu ko sonji ko Ta te ten ti ta te ritu kuno ndro gzi ke jensen te ndrozi ke jen le te rong le ka de so yo pa te la ten te son ndro go so nanda thoril ndro go so ti le te ga phan yong le ma to nga so la dam khan ndu ga ta chika ma chi la choka ban ndro ge ha mo go ri ta chu shi ta tra nga son ndro go thoril ndro go nga ha ko mes te ha mo go se che do go mari ta li ka te so na li ka bo so na no bo so yo na li ka no ka na phan ha ko mun da ta nga so li jin di sen te li jin di ta li jin di do chi kur ni mi te la som no yo po chi tong cha de ni jong je o ta ni chu de go as I choose to first to talk. Please, I said generate bodhicitta to think about the benefit for sentient beings. And secondarily, in order to practice Dharma, we should to have renunciation. Without renunciation, we never ever to properly to practice Dharma. And in order to have the renunciations, we should to analyze. There's 4 reminders, that you know very well, like the obtained human existence, impermanent, causalities, and the defects of the samsara. If we are training like this, then it's, now I need to really to want to practice it. What I said in Tibet, and when it's like this life is finished, 100% there we are going to die. There's definitively, it doesn't matter when we die, we don't know. But one day, definitely there's guarantee that there. Look, we can to analyze. Sometimes we are very much kind of stupid, okay? It's we can to think in the future. Millions already human beings died. Now in the presently, how many 6-7 billions in the future, 100 years after, nobody's there. We will become the history. When in the certain moment, death, that time, it says, where you want to go? We don't know. And also it's like that moment, like kind of the only this life, whereas like kind of only this life, when we died, maybe we evaporated, like kind of the water put in the sand, evaporated, they disappeared. When we make firewood, it's burned, ashes disappeared, then that's okay, but not like this. We leave everything, our consciousness go continue. And where we go, there is definitively, we have roughly calculation of the 6 realms. And in the 3 inferior realms, 3 superior realms, like these 6 realms, that is our destination. Then 7 realm is only enlightenment. And this one is, then is we can to say where you want to go next step. I don't know, we don't know. Then it's only brought out by our like kind of the causalities. And where causalities may be sent into in the hell, or hungry ghost, or animal, or causalities may be sent into the purulent, or like kind of the again human, or like a god, or we don't know. Therefore, it's like this. Then we training these 4 reminders to have renunciations. Then it's a little bit kind of the want to start. That is the door of the Dharma. Door of the Dharma. Techiretu chuju go tombo te ninjong res. Tan ipate karcheshu te chuju pumbo sejo. Chuju pumbo te yendo yen hyapsun rogo koncho sana hyapsun roni. Ta chuju nimbo dodo nada te kariresina ninjirit. Hyonchip sen rumboche. Hyonchip sen tel ngogo chani tomba ye. Tene jeretu kote nimbo wosa ka chani hyonchip sen rumboche seji tere. Chuji pumbo jeta yoto nimbo dodo nada te hyonchip sen rumboche tere. Sonji chom dende tombo hyonchun choto tuhi hyonchip sen hi. Parda drome sanda karabak te drome sanda sonam tso sadu hyonchip sen. Tama son jidugo hyonchip sen rumboche sen no te to so to so do tamani chu dodo nada te ngoma ku chupu jet yotong nimbo ngoma hyongchik ku yenpen hyongchik sen rimbo chin denye redo dejere judo tabachi te yendu tate su nam parzi jido yorn rozi jido sugun de kukl jet kukle njupo su yongze jila gari redana tabase jite chu komban da dire penan rogana komban da dire do tozo tabakatso se pena hyongchuk sen rimbo chin jina hyongchuk sen te gandiri 생각노라 샘chen 탐지 데로와 휴현로와 휴 상지지 대종바 지고지 말이 얘는 뒤초르바 대도 냥도 떠날라 노 떠날라 지르죠 지 학급 차지 고스를 지 지르죠 추 탐지 몰람도 여만노 연지도 추 탐지 그 무고대 간데 연바데 저도 지 형축 생내가 남지 동도 동년 희지 힘보잼 세천조 동반이라 희지 힘보잼 세죠 동반이 때문에 해그나 대라 감 예지도 고고 말이 코로 무도 차세지 졸르죠 텐다ችን 니 카투 휴파노게 예니 송지티도 코르제르 제잖아 생체 송지 세지 자바니 코로 무카 트이고 말때 제르도 무고테 동반이나 로미준테 사르바 연도나 사르바 차테니 코르바 용솔레레 뇽디 용솔레레 티사르바 차테니 다치레도 먹게 노토 지게는 코르바 로제지도 게브 노토 지게나 타르 콤폰 로제지 조글 게브 남토 노니 추트 저바테 카르든 옌펜 형축 생활을 못해요. 또니가 냠지 동 타나라 타 타르 콤폰 마토 람틱 마토 롬 탐타나 마음 찍노라 파트룰 못쟁거 형축 생 마음티 산당고 마음 람틱 송든도 던틱라 때니 람틱 람슬라나 타르바지 공공 톱 세지테 형축 생활을 못해 또년 희지 못잼 세지테 I'm just to say is like, and then is the third one is the embodiment of all the 84,000 of the Buddha's teaching. It is the kindness, sympathetic, bodhicitta. And that is the 84,000, the frame, like kind of the essential point, that is the compassion. That is the most important. For instance, Buddha Shakyamuni, first time he generated bodhicitta, in the mid 3 countless eons, he practiced Dharma City, the accumulation merit. That is also he meditated the compassion. And finally also he realized that the compassions. And therefore, one way I like kind of the really very important to practice the embodiment or the crucial point, the Dharma teaching, it is the compassions. Also, when we are thinking the compassion, when we say that may all the sentient beings be free from the sufferings, may all the sentient beings to be obtain the happiness, this kind of feeling, only not like this. Same time as this feeling, you need recognition, like cognitives. To understood this feeling is the essence, nature is the emptiness. We normally say that the emptiness, hardcore, is the compassions. In the essence of the phenomena is empty nature. Yesterday we were talking about the primordial wisdom, primordial alif purity. That perspective, the essence perspective, there's no existence of the samsara and nirvana. But in the luminosity perspective, there is to arise the samsara, nirvana. And this how it is comes. When we allow kind of from the heart some positive movement is coming, it is like kind of the slowly appearing the nirvanas. Negative movement in the mind, it can produce like kind of the samsara. And therefore, in the monk of the virtues, most crucial, most frame, most key point, it is the compassion. We will say the unification of the emptiness and compassion. When you practice, you never make mistake. There's one direction for the enlightenment of the happiness. That is in the Patrul the aspiration praise. There's a single part, single result. That is the bodhicitta. That is very important. That is the I would say the body of the Dharma. Then is the in order to develop bodhicitta, to make the manifestation of the compassions, then we need views. Yesterday we said that the view of the alpha purity or the view of the emptiness, that is the lake of the Dharma. And on the lake of the views, then we need to the state of the enlightenment. And therefore, we maybe is according the Powa teachings, maybe we can do a little bit talking like this. Then the Tasambanda China, Katsumupum, Tava, Seji Tiridor. Hyonchu Sam Yozon, Hyonchu San Rumbochi, Samba Hyonchu San Rumbochi and Yona, Lamtela, Norvan Drogumari, Drogumari, Kundrosa Tigmato, Hyonchu San Rumbo, Yempa Hyonchu San Yona, Sunga, Patrul Mochenko, Kokoma, Tipena Zapatrul, Yoni Yon Son, Yoni Chu Jerry to San Yonson, Hyonchu San Yon Yana. Norsa, Chusa, Ndrosa, Kun, Tarlamato, Yogmari Songar. There is Hyonchu sent on Dera Mepijik, Manato, Sodotum, Semos, Nzolandalare Mount Pate, Timat, Nadu to them Memuzu, Don de Nago Hyonchu sent on Dera Mena, Kongi, Taro Kon, Rodo Mondo Hako Maris. Nyama Rela, Tom Yerega, Nanjur the Gam the Chevion, Tom Yerega, Hierum, Zorum. Then Hyonchu sent on Dera Mina, Samsala, Rata, Duk Yevaland, the Rap, Samba Yolity. Those are the Hyonchu sent on Buchendon Derachi. Hyonchu sent on Derachi, Yotsanzote, Tanal, Hierum Tanan do the Zorum Tanan do the Man don't Sumatana. Tikons Hyoka Namo in a Hyonchu Sankam, Nyon in a Hyonchu Sankam, Gondo in a Hyonchu Sam, Hyonchu Sank Sandy, Logion Chido. Taro Compomato, Tandrosa, Zemote, Angikata Maris. I'm just to say, training your mind is bodhicitta by bodhicitta. In the Patrul, which is the advice, Kozul Chujaldan says, tame your mind bodhicitta, tame your mind bodhicitta. If you tame your mind by the compassions, there's you never mistake only the liberations. Otherwise, maybe without compassion, kindness, maybe you recite the mantras, billions, trillions. Sometimes I make joke, okay? Some Tibetan people, Mala is like this, and this thumb is like two sides, and like this, and also it's like, but if Patrul says, even you recite like this, if not connected to the compassion, it can bring you as a liberation. Maybe you go to the retreat, make the 4 sessions. During the sessions, you connect to the creation stage, dissolution stage. Maybe it's like practice like this, but if not connected to compassion, sometimes even the retreaters become the reborn Maras, ghost, like this. And all the times you should to connect to the compassion. If you practice a compassion, your best mentor is this, best generation stage is this, best is dissolution this, and best view like this. Therefore, all the times connect to the compassion, kindness, compassion. Okay, that is. Niji mena, jiri choose zava rurayan, sitzer. Niji meter not that chu kanda pattern bocheng to the sondua, need the chenam be zigdo, unsum chuja, damba sensor. That thing long some dance some head, lunya he sanchil dead, shonchip send on dera mena, conkicho tarbo combo told them the tesam yo somebody. Then the shonchip send no gone kaduyana, hidna, duna, gurum bocheng, hidna chu magic, duna chu magic, nana chu magic. Jerina chu maji song to Hyonchuk San Bochin, like you. Those are the Hyonchuk San Bochin, take such in the gondo, Timon Hiram do the Zorum do the Yolade, Gadop do the Chichu do the Shoja Chimbo dinner, Oma Chimbo Yolade, Soma Dinon do thither. Hiji Chimbo gone, Hiji gone, Tino Parrot Shimbo, Drum do thither. Then is what an Yinji Yanji Munchigam. Taba tenda chen to Katsongi Chen number using ma. Taba te when is not Yomo Yolere, Tabachi Yolere, take Tona Pena Natchaki to Nukunola, Druku was the Mandaredo. Tabatona Shasi, Ketchik Hinkam and Roger to Sonjin Rosolero. Mato Yana, Sansana Taba Nona, Talo says Yonga, never his on a Higumada. Tabatel Dashat go Mato, Digum, Tabati Tofa Hipala, Rumbasan Julet, Tucson Tabalu says you, Mima Gombulu says you do, then it is the Shaman Pobulu says number San Julet. Tabati when you talk the Tucson Tabalu that you could do, Ndoton Jetsomate, Tatan not Boyer, the Gunkop Sosoka, you look Tachi Jungle Pay. Jedi Jagon to so some Mashap 2 songs. 2 songs of Jinsen Carri, Tabak or 2 songs also. Kuna Bakter, not so Tempoca Chu Chenpo, Kajil Sona Kajik Tala told the Yamba Ima to so Toyo Marisel. Gelus on the Geluk told the Yambi Toyo Mas. Nimas on the Nimita. Kuna Tala call thoughts of Hazel. Tawa Tonya City, Tombanyati. Tayana Tabate Tona Yomuri, Hatchon. Tabati Cola Jesse Yana Dashati. Yo, Lamala, Tawatonia says the cola. Teta Manago, Nochaka Sosu here on Namjan, Shunchuk Samba Zumboch. It is the Samba Zumboch is on some don't dream. Tate, nature to the Ni Massimo Chuchi Tulmate. Nimachilla Samba Zumbo, Dick here to catch it. Tin Tell no, you did Hakoyamba, Panton Jitanda Jane to Mato. Yamba, Nada Chankachi to Chichu did Samsonga, Tachi Yadam Kalaji, Dutton, Pamachi King, Nanking Dutan, Chiyonjo Nosha, Ne Mezichi, Jushupo Rezichi, Pedro Chesichi, Rayon Chisam, Pamachilla King Dando to Tessam Yon, Gentilla, Gana Yona, Generina Samsonga, Shonchuk Sanch, Gum Shodo, Domin Tito Undua. Domi to the Jensen National Yarnaya, Nyarwakina go here over shoe, to some monk down. Sentient Tantilla, Numati Sentient Chico Tandala, Ni Ludo Chiritina, Longshot on Bergen, Tessam Donza Tanitzacho, Donza Zacho Sona, Tonio Ronshu Toy. Tonio Ronshu Toy on a true tampeton, so Jim or Tandua. Then is the Shonchu, Sam just say, Yanagam. Okay, I'm just to say crazy things, okay? Of course, basically, please, to need to generate bodhicitta. That is the most Muslims. Now we are talking about like views. We are talking about we need to study, to analyze the supreme emptiness. I'm just saying in Tibet, if you go to the many monasteries, they all the time debating and also about they are analyzed to really to establish the perfect views. If you go to the Gelu tradition and like each Sukhotan, we understood the view, but they may be not. And then they are all the time arguing, debating. But really, if you realize the really view, maybe it's like kind of one moment you can to be enlightenment. I'm just saying, if you put the snake in the bamboo, then there's only 2 ways. One is go up, one is go down. Sometimes only follow the view, something like this. And if you like kind of understand, maybe it's easily to be enlightenment moment. But if you don't understand, you to study, finally you understand wrong view. Maybe it can to make birth of the lower elements. Maybe you are like kind of the understand wrong view. And not very good. And therefore, but if you all the times to try to the compassion, ordinary like kind of the a little bit based our Dharma practitioners, all the times rely on the compassion, kindness. And if you really to practice kindness, you automatically to realize the non-self. For instance, if you really to generate very strong compassions, then you don't think about yourself. Most Buddha and Bodhisattvas to say, I want to spend my life my virtue, my belonging, to the benefit for sentient beings. I don't want to be enlightened man. I want, if I'm a benefit for sentient beings, even I'm born in the hell, hunger, ghosts, anything, I don't care. If you have this kind of careless yourself, you automatically to understand selflessness. If you understand selflessness, then you automatically be enlightenment. And like this, never forget the bodhicitta, kindness. Now, I need to talk about Powa, not these things. Forget it. That Powa mahi, the yamba hi and you gaze on the daughter. The Jiri, that carrier is in Powa la kato, Ratawa chuk, jindet in Powa, said Tata Lama so continent, Damo Shogore, Jiri to the Punamissing Toma, Shumogan can kick to me. Tata Lama number, Jiri to the Dzogpa Chenpo Chu, Shoja Chenpo Chu, song do you Chu kare song dig thou Chenpo song money trauma drop motion the kare cola region sang chuni call reda. Some nan hamorachina not don't chadon segre. Chijuk mengo sage lama chico hloma chilamato song mare. The yena testo kama limbak kalni shutrachina. Shasi passong already. Jeres the chick don't want to pass chassis in the song, but they're trauma down the pant over. Tata tendizo the turn. Tatawa course in the mazina yomar katsum nilu machupa. Jerezo nilu machupa sendo. Nilu machupa tata sang. Mochaga no san on the nala. Chick sasa shishit yondu tela segura. Jerezo the testo kamalimba. Tati shiri sale. Shige mangapa said Tata ronk rolla somotona. Nga kanadu, nga kandizondo. Nga sango somna. Ronk tendizomoton. Cho kanayo, cho sanya, cho kani muzajana, sekigo mundu. Pena nganda chingna mingila, jerijudo, pemantana hedanyama segio. Tenizodo chu mingomate hedan, nga pemantana hedanyama mare, pemantana hedanyama ndamare. Nga kawani yonze, nga rong labgana, nga kawayo. Gumshan Longchen ranjamko, nga kawandu, nga chuchozogundu. Dodang tongna genmushondo zinda. Tohi tongna, molong, yama. Njanchon no jin rach mato mundua yenna yo ngachu namje teko la sango tongo nga yo ni chogare ni chemere ni nomre nga payare zaso ndo tsoma tafai tembai nde ngure som te susu hi usin toki matza mato manre da man pe mahosho ta devache gombo po mete te yo nga tonsona redor se ti chombati ka se pento gomandu Tandizo ta chundo to tumche kandir rong sala so somno to na samsam dingun chenzi rumbo chen tani songdo samsam sang ne la gam jana so rong la sus kanon ko chikte yong to chi ta ona ta sa ta yo yog mare to na yena gev shola malno dip shola malno chi zonga consuma samsam kon tsemotse himmi duzik sorta na jo tombo teti chachi yo tandi chido 대야시 난라지 파리나 테네치 간디jengo samjo 테네치 제 니탐 주즈 투섬 따블루라지나 투섬 몽보지서 pen 파그리 메모 감블로 요나 라마 담바남치 메모 람던디 메모 때라 냠네 파초마 지진단다 테네치 갬보 카츠제 눈조그로 때서 아론 둔디로 추센 둔디리선 주모중데 아탄 간디yen나 samjo 둔디조죠 데소토마 투성 따블루테 체통통레 투성 조토고 문두아 메모 감블루이나 메모 킨트치 감거나 깔리카 본도아 따투니마 나도디 형만 포블루트 짜체본다 졸레제 센댕가 라마치 짜 센댕가 라마테 대송 요요리 마토 투니마 나도 값서 난단다 라마도 지트로고 미 용캔라나 데체레조도 마차 드리 세지요와 디 지정고 디 룰라 le xiang ku lu pok gan san dan da tan dan da ji shuro zang na ma to ji ko non ko yo men tan da ma yan pa ji jepa tan dan xiang la tan dan chen den ka la ma ji la dan go gu du ding song da chen na su bo kha wa gong chen ni tan di se ge yo ja ga don da ma du da nga su bo ke che de to de la ma ta su ko lo ma xiong yong su to mu ni pe na khom ba da ji na yo 바르드 제레도 고라세 되는 타마치 뜨근데 추지 코로체 찌빠지 찌고서 롬 센질라 혼조도 의지 혼조 공고종의 유나로 도마지 공고종의 유나 의지 바 찌는데 아직 단다 지어서 삼성다 이래마도 나 제가 용도 드나 라마 개토체 몸본도 라마 강고 문도 로마 강고 문도 니마레레 니레그노 송차드 탁 차송들이 던데서도 간단다 몸바 마리 빠지 빼깔레 가본도 맞죠 벽 때려도 땡송 빠지는 찌빠 좀보테 오니 할리파리렌도 보지 못한데 여보여서 터져도 첸땡가 라마른 잔이 첸땡가 라마지 톱찬에 zonte 틀라 마쇼니 뭐자 롱아 록 바나만 세요를 마쇼를 마도 쇼차도 롱안 조시고 말 텐던다 첸땡가 라마리 톱도 타나 마쇼니 존 담한테 텐데즈나 텔라 라마 텔라 퍼치지스 손데즈 첸달라 히나 라마 둠나 라마 첸달라 똥나 라마 마똥나 라마 세네 제르즈도 셔모도 대바잖아 테네 라마 투지 향나 베팅 포용나 노게 제르 생그 추니 똑바다 똑타나 제히 단다 똥해 몸보 요레데 제리 홈마 단다 요레 뜻든지 소고고 둠마도 땅아천데리서도 메시지 콤 쭈쭈쭈 다 데스테가 타나마레도 나라치나 물로투치레치 파드 주지 저들니가 삼마티 땅케마니가 메드나 셔렌 손이는 셔드나 다 아크 추메 셔렌들이 단 로산 야르바도 여도 동로도 지어때 손마서 좀 메제 I'm just to make a joke and we should to study the view is like kind of actually the view meaning is like this present our moment, this mind. We need to mind to turn inward. You look at your mind. In your look at mind, you cannot to see something, but there are the vivid, clearly your mind. And that one you meditate on in, like kind of Dungpen Chense Rinpoche says, you to look at yourself, to look, maybe there's not positive, not negative, nothing, but there are not really happiness, not really suffering, something inside. Maybe at the beginning to maintain is like this. Then slowly. And also in order to realize that the view is the unfabricated, the natural realities, maybe as I said, there's three kind of the traditions. Through the study, listen, or maybe meditate on the pit instructions. Or like kind of the third one is like the transforming, the receive blessing through the Guru Yogas. This kind of, maybe to study is very much a short life. It is difficult to study. And also to meditate on the pit instructions, very difficult, Maybe teachers like kind of the introduced to say like this. There are some pit instructions, maybe very easy to kind of some practice is like kind of very short, is you can put in your palms here. Very short, very crucial point, key point. But that one's very much difficult to remember. Sometimes teachers like kind of showing by the finger to say that is your natural mind, but that is also very difficult to practice. But then the third one is like a magnificent transforming blessing, like a practice through the practice in the Guru Yogas. Maybe we can to search the qualified teachers. I am says in like Tibetans, maybe at the moment it's really in Tibet. Even the I am say, and don't say it, but India, Nepal, and in Tibet, it's a little bit different. When I was in Tibet, there's those teachers how to like kind of to taking care of the student and kind of to look after the student by the teachers. Like one teachers to make the Dharma building in the student's mind. At the beginning, start the foundation of the preliminary practice, and then through like this, to all everything like a kind of complete. In Tibet is at the moment extraordinary. When I am coming to in Nepal, in India, of course there is a holiness, there's great master, but everybody is busy. I'm sorry to say. Teacher is busy, student is busy, And coming like this, okay, 1 week there is like very high, there is no training, like finished. And students are also very much busy, also teachers busy. In Tibet, it's like really, I mean like this. Now, probably there are some qualified teachers. It's not like me. I'm like externally, you have Nea, Lama, Rinpoche, but inside almost nothing kind of. This kind of person, not like this. True searching the really qualified teacher. This kind of one you find, maybe to holding, to receive like kind of the pith instructions and also rely on the teachers. Maybe we say it's a true practice the Guru Yoga. Okay, in this life I realize it or not realize it, happy or not. I'm reborn in the hell or on the samsara or nirvana, it doesn't matter. Put everything into the shoulder. May I realize it, the true nature of realities. Then maybe the natural state, yesterday we said that the natural expanse of the Dharma Tattva. If maybe it's sometimes through the practice in Guru Yoga, maybe you have inner experience, and then is the moment, death, you can transform all your consciousness into this state. You are enlightenment. Like this, Chenpo said, nilu machu patawate, mucha pe nyamla jodena, kajukulu sonari, sashaginari, nimari, galu kanti yana ko ching mama tombichi butosok, lama sentende tani, lama tela sharma topu tepa jana, danga jana, lo mumbo tu tawa mumbo la bestor mugupa, son jinro ken dua, taniso ti lojitu. Pena jitsen malari patavi yanago lodro markanzo lodru matu deyu mari lodru kuzila saddo todo leson des tangama bumba yade kan de chemteni konruka dangma cheson ta son rujolit ne chola kanti ne lute mote ojete cho hakko adison marwa malaro te hakko ti hakko watonji cho son jiyo marison tarjo cho to nyancho la sone ngala tere chenjina namje tembi marjeson ta nyamati la phagen ngala sonji ngung ndashi ji hiere sharma to ba phanga tana ninon chama shom lebyungre dudu chu ni lu tok chale jeso dudu ni lu tok chale dudu chu senche yen rodan kyose tanda da ji re do ji lama kandang son dama te mano pa ji he tene chenden lama te re na te top chadu te la te na te chende go ne lu se chende go ne lu te ha ji to yo na chobu kapsala rap chukum Powa sejite ji ngachonde tudam yung jesen lama nyangla batoso so tawa tinung paji sem nge khochola jemo jini namki yodo choma tinung pa parejas jebale so chuso tinung chunyuk Longchen bo sejite khachon jerejodo chunyuk long kondo zombu long sejite kondo zombu sejite ngone hina long sejite namkhandaji mato mashinda jorma ngacho jerejodo sem dala chuku ku yonte, long ku yonte, choku yonte sankati yolere. Ngacho jerejodo sang chunya la korban deni yongso le, nyangelin dipan deni yongso le, dana sandala korb chati do, nyongdi ku chati ni yole ezna, yo mare, yana sang chunya tele char chuchu yolere. Guru Rinpoche, yeshin soja Guru Rinpoche la, korndi yewate kandi hego rese, sang toni kandi zo 생그 추냐 학고 먹고 직 차례들어서 학고는 용들이죠. 하마고는 포르바리 뛰들. 대마토 제스 그 드나 예와 공 빼시잖아. 나주 오만 내가 오만 요포 값슬라 오만 그 값슬라 코티노라 말 따라 휴 티 연텐데 정말 요리 마토 제스 오마테 술라니 단디노 니 말라가 아 담하비 티노라 말요 대 고고 말고 그 오마 요찬스데 마르데 코로 요찬리디 오마텔 마르용 추추 레디들 쭈거나 제온도아 디노젠 첸치 그 예지 대시 힘본달라 손지 그 유한테 소마테 요고 하고서나 그때 우한테 저러가 그래봐 된다고치 연도 드나라 드디서 딜롱 드나라 판로저도 따따따와티 뭐라잖아 되지 마카시트 따와테 니루 마추 봉온탄 다 운이 나셔렌 차시 단 Powa yengo muso tingong tawa tingong yana teni unro chalere namshi tsoma tinon tondo salade choose do me in sonji seji the tanale on teni yang powa go mare te dantrona go mare gari to so chere zo gyudele uk jorum shok torum nong torum song torum tsoma go mare kechi nrochale teni impanda changa chigodo te long powa seji do hiezu sonju powa se ta tempowa tempo mata teni chere torum shar torum shar shok torum seji te umbo ngak torum chol umbo ngak mi nawa naji pena umbo ngak torum na ngacho shushi zondu mingala tsudo nyona ji seyon mehi hamu na chu kala dra chona go ji da de wo sendo mato temutu teni lugu chora monyo chade o ta na shishin sang ni umbo ngao torum shar cha si so teni jongwa ya torum re nipa te jongji torum sejo jongji torum te ta jere judo ngochage jodo to melan tam shadow to so te sang kam ta sa sang tam chochon tam memal tam teni zo tam yonde teni ji yomna kana kombo na yomna ji jere judo kado nanu chosome jungji na teni long parshon ta torum ko loji te mombo ti torum sharang de tana tala nga res musa ngari ji do rochimbo na yonda yo chu se jinda tende ji tono no so na tanda ka chorba no na ze onde ten yongji ko torum se de tana jere judo pardo ko chop na do tende yona a ta na ji jere judo torum chatsa dodum hoan deme yona deb gale de prem rongum hoan de hina dudun deb gale ta tego ha mago na tani jere judo mong torum chara nong torum chara de tana palito porota jere judo karbo de huju ma pabion de tana 지금 홍화라 까라모 나지 샤랑지 마토 단농 쇼프제레도 파치 터나 용구지 멤브레츠 데니제도 오크테오니야 말토 브락타 마차르테 야샤랑도 용 통 홍화 까르보테 지르보지 지금 말롱 나지 제우 팅마마타나 데니제도 테니가 힌 까망 참는데 좀 초온도 두두 낙타미 스나람 진짜 두두 자르로 두두 자르로도 가나 자르로 소잖아 주니어 그런 어떤 잔고서 다 되게 제르도 두두 우체노 뭔다친 같이도 지 던디세 나초 루본데 너 롱남바 나초를 지지 잔주 터세 찹시세 롱초마도 순두용다 좀 흰그 자른도 흰그 쏙싹는도 대갑도나 우체도 나 흰그 푸나 흰그 도나 촉티 바상지 대용도 두두도나 먹하시고 우체모 쇼소를 속세 파양도 더군 로체 더고 루센이가 나차레데 옛날에 동보 탐테 터름 까마데 향로도 추뉴 걸롱타나 지 자르죠 지 자르로 차데타나 카히 깨지 그 수수용 그래 카히 제르지니마 카히 그좀 무수용 다 되나라 남카 홍식 그 쉬었음 따로 남카세지 티 추뉴 걸롱타니 수직 샤롱스를 용티 수시 마샤 공항라 다나라 용내 거 첨부 찍요래 대때면나 티 teksu shar tsadu tani nga tso kere zoto pardo longku seji techi yonjolere tudu tana hieram to zorum seji tandana longku powa te hiezo sonju ku damba seji chanjolere hiezo sonpati ti turum to so sharam tana hieram to zorum ganji to chik tani mixer ta nga tso shotsab jisla hie chu pardo seji tana tombo chuki pardo to tsardu pardo jimala pardo seji pardo te kap tana 다 롱르 클라스 좀마테 티 추니 파르딘 노마세지 두서 톤토 질 샤르줄레 티세트나 타 히에름도 감보요나 테네 예마스타 라쿠 돈 용기 지르주도 헤바 마우 발 테니존 가나히고 가난주고 기롱 기요나 히름 테네 지르주도 히니 파르도세지 스파 파르돌 렉차도 다 데체지 칼레 카보치 람탄 켄지메나 로차레반 텐리제도 도조도 타히니 파르도도 치 chukapte de chuni pardu kap tosonda china chuni pardu te longkum powazo tani kere jodo te sapa pardu kasala truku pardu zo de hiji chembo zone tani zuna chole tani yes I am choose to say is like this three transference first is like kind of the dharma kaya now to so dharma the dharma kaya powa one, like you, as I said, is like you familiarity for the views. maybe it's like kind of the transforming. We have, there is, exhaustion, all the phenomena exhausted into the natural expansive. Like this is the same of the meaning. You understand the perfect view of the like this. Maybe when is the moment of the death, there is some kind of the dissolution process, external like dissolution, inner dissolution, like a secret dissolutions. Outside the dissolutions, like the 5 faculties. That means when we are really to the moment of the death, externally, the 5 faculties dissolutions, maybe if someone's calling to you, you can't hear, like something, when you listen to like kind of the sound, you can't hear nothing. And also in the front of the eyes, some of your families is coming, you call the names. For example, you say like, this name is someone, and you call, hey, do you understand I'm here, who are you, like kind of can't see. And also if for ourselves, we can't hear, we can't see properly, we can't talk. Like when we have something to want to talk, we cannot say properly, like this. At that moment, if you have the PT instructions, but at that moment you need to make a Powa yourself, like say, oh, now I'm outside the dissolution start. When this is finished, then inner dissolution is the 5 element. 5 element is like started, our like kind of the fire, earth, water. This one is like dissolved into the each way. And someone is people like dying, they say, please can you like lift up. And also someone's feeling inside like huge things like kind of the push. And also sometimes like the mouth and the noses die up. And then sometimes certainly it's coming out automatically. You cannot to stop be dirty things, everything's coming out. That means it's like the 5 elements dissolving. And also we cannot to control. And of course it's like our individual universal is collapsing. Of course such a kind of the turmoil. And that time is if you have inside a strength mind, you need to make Powa. And then is the inner like secret dissolution is, you remember, white, red, blue scissor. And when you receive the seed, white seed from father is coming through the upper like nail, coming down. And inside your feeling is like appearances, white appearances. Like kind of in the autumn dark night, there's no light, but kind of, like everything covered over like snow or something white. And then this coming down, and then certainly what you receive, the rakta, kind of blood from mother, is like automatically arousing from this below your nail. And then we have feelings red, like appearances. And then they slowly is coming together in the front of the heart level. And that time is all is the 5 element, the airs, like kind of disappear. There's life, the winds, and to push. And that moment, this to connect it, the 3 drop of blood to hit it to the heart. And that moment we are become unconsciousness. Unconsciousness like kind of the unconsciousness into the natural expanse. And then is we are like kind of almost separate from our body and consciousness. But then afterwards, sometimes immediately we wake up. And also sometimes like 1 day, sometimes 3 days, sometimes 1 week to maintain there. But when it's like kind of wake up that time, this wake up is like kind of luminosity to supporting to you. And at that moment, if you realize it, the natural expanse of the Dharmakaya, also you can to make the Dharmakaya Powa. Like you don't understand that, then we next one is we call the Bardo of the, this the Bardo of the Dharmata. Bardo of Dharmata, there is like kind of we have the Powa of the middle in Powa, the Samboka Gayas in Powa, to if you are familiarity for the creation stage, dissolution stage, and then through that you can to obtain the illusory body. Maybe you can to choose where you want to reborn like this. And then if you cannot manage that, then it's the birth Bardo, in the Bardo of the becoming. And that time is like kind of the difficult, maybe it's like a little bit difficult situations, no freedoms. We need like the karmic wind to push. We need to kind of take in the rebirth. Where we want to rebirth, we don't know. Like this, Tate Chiredo Chuk Long Turkisan Powa Samjide, the Yegate, this Longruchi, Ni Tom Hupa Nojajika, De La Chiredo Tajus and the Uniman said, the Kochuzich Mundute, Yenayo Titazo, then Chenam be Consolam Kiana, Soma Yuri, Yodi Yonhari, Lord Chitanism, to so need to so Motolas outside the Dukumandu, Mobohe, and Atarizo, then Jimachila. The Rena Lojima to Matota, Talona to Consin Soma Lansare. There's a Lojima Rena, the Marona Gondu, not yet in Lima upon near Elena, Tenizo to Nanchuala, some Jimacha Togudu, Kadu Shundana, some to go, Tenizo the Marshal Malam Poatiza, Poa and Human member Yon, Timothy, each number Kesha, Proshu Koligalio, the name Poa Trejon Zonio. Don't remember your port of Tonson. Ni tombo man the Kotungala Ichi Yomare, made Makashi Nala Nyangchen Shande. May carry. Te Punyan Tombo Nimpa Powatimo, Maniac Sanchi and Jindu. Dan Jinon, yes, Lama, Conjus on Poa, but Shunana Chisam. Pomo to get and the Polo Kashin Ponzente, now China did. No, but Tites and the Mun Germany Hindu. Checha Canadians says. Pano and Dindu, Yano and Dindu, Nada, Jindida is something. The Czech was amongst them. Lanson Tengu and that Tengu in Dante. Tashinim and Derpogund. Nimatilla, not so young, Totanala, Conam de Tajigumbuka, the Gumbajo, the Palotana, then call get the Gelu Gehijo. Couldn't the Mutti Kensan do that? Didn't allow the Lord what's in Union, Los Angeles, Sochis on Union Segreva. Then there's the pollen pen the cancer do not get in Rogo. The cons in the Chunimaton do the Nissan and do not Tavachis, the Chunion Secha, than they say. Oh, yes, then again, the person is a pollen ponsel. Pollen tombo, that pollen Zazachi Monte, Conchum, pound in a not Lawson. Nan and Jim hears on the Lama question, Nipa, Mundu, Coin, the Polotana Yard, Tapon, but Salia, the Natango Dandis. Copanachi Susu, Churches, Meshis, Tachi, follow the pen, the Jing Tapo, Jen also. They must sing our colleague and low Yordis. Lost somebody Tantani, Masu Consolam Chalan, Zonla Tano, Chiseji, Zong Shola Tandachi, Power and the Tado Sanchez Murundum, Jolly. Tanda Lojima Kolega, the Showotson pointed for Jubas. Nimachilla Nongchen Jashumana, Payopuna Natis and Susions, Nongchen Jashul, Magan Mala, it's a young girl. Nongchen Jashumana, Dzogchen Senga, Tantona put in the do. Took course a Nasa Tapa younger. My pie and Sul took Nasa election, Campos artists. Amani Cho Gundus, Chesa, when you nani project and Cho Gundu, Pontan, Cho Tandu goes. Why do you have that song? The Amaniga do. Chechen does it. I mean, you got your nut, Pachishan dog in do. That church is not Polon Chimpero cheese. Oh, yes, it is not Japon. Polon put the Yashaju, Conchu. Trotonic Nana. Sagati was on it. Then that colleague Thomas, the Polon, Milan Paro, Munan Paro said that Tinder. Then I'm drawing the long, what's a Magan. That was Sanjo Sanjo in Rogues. Then drops out just 2 young girls. Now that young girl, Polon Tanner. Zemote, the young man, Poland or the Zavala choosing. Nipan and Hapo Mandu, Yalan and Mumbo Nala, Mandu, Polomba, the Conrock Yopper, nature to Zavala Matin, Polon room tops on standard. Polon room top you made 콩나바 공을 총총 연데 자생 로레바 자생 로드나 티마치라 트시 조금 뭐 냥데 트르지 뭐나 자생 노소 라파가 모두 용데 찜모지 조금 다 폴롱 코스 폴롱 때 숨펜트 트르지 셔장 펜트나 폴롱 요거 트르시데 그래서 니 자블라마데 폴롱 스펜 트타스 셔장 펜로 그래 단드라 폴롱 롱 톱선 된다죠 통근데 몸보 형냥 된다데 데니서도 폴롱 텔라 띠징아 집바 향라 양모지와 데니서도 진망은 제 마음팔 로지마리나 용용 이zo 나서 로드 조니기 용고 데니상서 공바 I choose to talk many times I told you it's like I maybe this time is very short information about the Powa, okay, very short, but maybe next years we can together maybe can train maybe 1 week or something. I make joke to them when I was in South India. I turned made Powa to the Tibet communities, and when I tell me make Powa, sometimes people just kind of unconsciously. I was so scared things. This kind of I'm talk to them is not really important to translate it, okay? Like this, then is a tonight. Titola Yolema to so job to Gomba Manzo. Oh, yeah, like Honchu Sancho Rinpoche, Mahira, Konda Pera, Honchu Sandon, Burji, Honchu Jola, Yola, Sanje, Naje, Yanfanshi, Dajelena, Boansho, Honchu Samba, Namjina, Country.
Longchen son da chiku, ma son nan tu tangi mo ko do chiku. Tu sais comment on?
Tu sais donc quand les autres Longchen mars.
Longchen son da son douche.
Dans son ça là. Tenu quand tu t'es mis comment son. Ya check te check. Tu t'es mis comment on dit que canal